All right, let's dive into the fascinating world of persuasion and manipulation. Now, before you get any funny ideas about becoming the next Machiavelli or a supervillain and twirling your mustache, let's clarify. Persuasion isn't just about bending others to your will. It's about influencing people in a way that benefits everyone involved. Think of it as a friendly nudge toward a mutually beneficial outcome rather than a sinister plot to take over the world. First off, let's talk about the foundation of persuasion: understanding human psychology. You see, we're all driven by emotions. Yes, those squishy, unpredictable feelings that can make us laugh, cry, or even binge-watch an entire season of a show in one night. Emotions play a critical role in decision-making, often more than logic does. So if you want to persuade someone, you need to tap into their emotions. Imagine you're trying to convince your friend to join you for a hike instead of staying home to binge-watch another season of that show you both love. Instead of saying, "Hiking is good exercise," try something like, "Remember that time we got lost on the trail and ended up finding that amazing waterfall? We could have another adventure like that." See what you did there? You invoked nostalgia, excitement, and the prospect of fun. That's the emotional hook. Next, let's sprinkle in a bit of reciprocity. This is the idea that when someone does something for you, you naturally want to return the favor. It's like when your friend buys you a coffee, and suddenly you feel compelled to buy them lunch. So how can you use this to your advantage? Start by doing something nice for the person you're trying to persuade. It could be as simple as giving them a compliment or helping them out with a task. Once you've established that goodwill, they'll be more inclined to consider your request. Now, let's not forget about the power of social proof. Humans are social creatures, and we tend to look to others when making decisions. If you can show that others have already made the choice you want someone to make, you've got a better shot at persuading them. For example, if you're trying to convince your colleague to join a new project, mention how everyone else on the team is excited about it and already on board. Did you hear? Everyone else thinks this project is going to be a game changer. Suddenly, your colleague feels like they're missing out if they don't join in. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the art of storytelling. Humans have been telling stories since the dawn of time. It's how we connect, share experiences, and yes, persuade. If you can weave a compelling narrative around your idea or request, you're more likely to capture someone's attention and sway their opinion. Instead of just stating facts and figures, tell a story that illustrates your point. Imagine a world where we all work together on this project. Picture the success we could achieve and the impact we could make. Boom. You've transformed a dry proposal into an inspiring vision. Now, let's switch gears for a moment and discuss the importance of body language. Non-verbal cues can say a lot more than words sometimes. If you're making a request, ensure your body language is open and inviting. Maintain eye contact, use hand gestures to emphasize your points, and avoid crossing your arms like you're guarding a treasure chest. If you appear confident and approachable, people will be more likely to listen to what you have to say. And here's a little secret. Mirroring can work wonders. It's a psychological phenomenon where people tend to mimic the body language of those they're interacting with. So, if you subtly mirror the other person's posture or gestures, they may feel more connected to you and be more receptive to your ideas. Just don't go overboard and start doing the chicken dance every time they shift in their seat. That could get awkward. Now, let's talk about the power of scarcity. People tend to want what they can't have. It's like when you see a limited time offer sign at your favorite store, and suddenly you feel an overwhelming urge to buy that sweater you didn't even know you wanted. If you can create a sense of urgency around your request, you might just persuade someone to jump on board. This opportunity is only available for a short time, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Don't go creating false scarcity. That's a slippery slope. Another essential tool in your persuasion toolkit is the principle of authority. We tend to trust and listen to those who we perceive as experts or figures of authority. If you can position yourself as knowledgeable or bring in credible sources to back up your claims, you're more likely to sway opinions. According to the latest research from Dr. Smarty Pants, this approach has been shown to yield fantastic results. Suddenly, your idea carries more weight, and people are more likely to listen. Now, let's not forget about the importance of listening. Yes, you heard that right. To persuade someone effectively, you need to understand their perspective and concerns. By actively listening, you can address their objections and tailor your pitch to resonate with their values and needs. It's like being a detective, piecing together clues to solve the mystery of what makes them tick. Speaking of objections, let's tackle them head-on. When you anticipate and address potential objections before they arise, you demonstrate that you've thought things through and are prepared to provide solutions. I understand you might be worried about the time commitment, but I assure you, we can work around that. This proactive approach not only shows confidence, but also reassures the other person that you have their best interests at heart. Now, let's take a moment to consider the power of choice. People love to feel like they're in control of their decisions, so instead of presenting your idea as a one-size-fits-all solution, offer options. Would you prefer to tackle this project with a team of 5 or go solo? Either way, I think you'd excel. By giving them a choice, you empower them to feel like they're making the decision, rather than being pushed into something they might not want to do. And here's a fun twist. Humor can be a powerful tool in persuasion. A well-timed joke or light-hearted comment can break the ice and create a more relaxed atmosphere. Laughter releases endorphins, making people feel good. And when they feel good, they're more likely to be open to your ideas. Just be careful not to turn your pitch into a stand-up comedy routine. You want to keep it relevant. Now, let's talk about the importance of follow-up. Once you've made your pitch, don't just disappear into the ether like a magician. Follow up with the person to see where they stand. Hey, just checking in to see if you had any thoughts about that project we discussed. This shows that you genuinely care about their opinion and keeps the conversation going. Lastly, remember that persuasion is not about manipulation in a negative sense. It's about creating a win-win situation. If you genuinely believe in what you're proposing and have the other person's best interests at heart, your efforts will be more authentic and effective. People can sense insincerity from a mile away, and nobody wants to feel like they've been tricked into a decision. So, there you have it, a delightful dive into the art of persuasion. By understanding emotions, leveraging reciprocity, using social proof, telling compelling stories, mastering body language, and employing a sprinkle of humor, you can influence others in a positive way. Remember, it's all about building connections and creating a sense of collaboration. Now go forth and become the persuasive powerhouse you were meant to be. Just remember to use your powers for good, not evil. Happy persuading.